Hey, Tim Frisch with A Frisch Perspective here. I just want you to know that I walked through a major snowstorm, a blizzard, to get to my office today so that I could work on this Bible review. Got my coffee early in the morning, walked down to my office, but I did it for you. I wanted you to see this really cool Bible. I'm really excited about this Bible. It is a classic format, but Thomas Nelson has come out with it in a new color scheme that just happens to fit really well with my office color scheme. So thank you, Thomas Nelson, for coming out with this really unique look. We're going to be looking at a classic verse-by-verse center column reference Bible that is now available in a gray cover. And the gray cover is really cool looking, but it also has some other color design that I want you to see. So let's take a look at this new Bible from Thomas Nelson. So the Bible comes in this clamshell box, which a lot of Nelson Bibles are coming in now. Very nice, protects the Bible. The front has some information here, a little bit of information. This is a genuine leather cover. They also have synthetic leather available. And on the back you get a lot more information. I like the top here. It says, sometimes you just need a classic. So this we're going to see here is a classic format. And so if you want to pause, look at all that information, feel free. Here's the ISBN number, and the retail price is $109.99. So this retails for about $110. Obviously, I think that's a bit high for this Bible, but you're always going to be able to get it for less than that price if you go online, christianbook.com, amazon.com. But let's take a look at this Bible in more detail. So here is the gray genuine leather. It's a lot like other genuine leathers I've seen on the Thomas Nelson Bibles. It's smooth, has a very uniform grain to it. Not a very pronounced grain. Might even be hard for you to see. It does have perimeter stitching on the edge. The color scheme is so nice here. The gray cover, 2 silvery type ribbons and 1 light blue ribbon. And then here's the spine, which has a really nice design pattern on it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raised spine hubs. So very nice. And then I think this is what really makes this Bible extra special. It's got the blue art gilding on the side. That looks really cool. When we get inside, you see it is a paste down construction. It is not paper though, it is more that vinyl material, which is good. If it's retailing for over $100, I don't want to see paper inside here. And here they have a presentation page, which looks really nice. I like how they have a verse on the bottom here. Then you have your first title page, publisher title page. Looking at the copyright information here. The classic verse-by-verse center column reference Bible in the comfort print, I believe, came out in 2019. So they're printing this in different covers. They're coming out with new cover editions, and this one was printed first in 2021. But it's the 7th printing of this edition of the Bible, the classic center column verse by verse. Here's the table of contents. You can see already it has like the 2 color scheme there, the red and the black. Little preface to the New King James Version, just a 1-page preface. I love that Old Testament title page. That looks really nice. And here it is, the classic format. So they do have book introductions here, just very simple, couple paragraphs there about the book. And then you get into it's a double column, verse by verse. The verses are in red ink. It is listed as a 10-point font. And it definitely looks like a nice, good size font here. It is line matched. The paper is pretty opaque, doesn't have distracting show-through, a little bit of show-through, but not bad. So I have looked at this inside before on another Bible review if you want to check that out. And one thing I like is you see here in the prose the verse-by-verse format. But when you get to poetry, they do have stanza settings. And that comfort print is nice and bold, really stands out. A lot of people really like the New King James comfort print. The design of it is just really appealing to a lot of people. Getting through the rest of the Old Testament here and into the New Testament, you have the New Testament title page. Again, a book introduction. And as we get further here, you do see the words of Christ in red letter. People have different reactions to that, but this red letter is very nice, very readable. And looks to me like it's pretty consistently printed. So great job from Thomas Nelson on this. I mean, it really is a very readable Bible. And being that verse-by-verse format, really good for preaching and teaching, or if you're at church, you want to find your place easily, that verse-by-verse format is really convenient. Also, the center column references, I think, are easier to find than if they're all at the bottom of the page. So personally, I really do like this format a lot. When you get to the end of the Bible here, after the book of Revelation, we have a concordance. And I think this is the concordance you see in a lot of Nelson NKJV Bibles. And after the concordance, we have the map section. Now I do notice here, this is kind of interesting, there's some ink spill over here. I think from the gilt here, the art gilding. So a little bit of spilling on those pages, although not that bad. And then nothing on the edges of these pages. But those are your typical Nelson/Zondervan maps. It is kind of a semi-gloss cardstock paper that these maps are on. But beautifully printed. Then your end sheet, paste down liner in the back. So really, quite well constructed. I think if you pay $60, $70 in that range for this Bible, I think you could get it for that much. Definitely worth it. Quite well made. And as I said, just very usable. Now it says it's a classic format, so let me compare it to some classic Bibles. I want to first of all show you another New King James verse-by-verse center column reference Bible. This is a thin line large print from Holman. But what you'll see here actually is that the large print on this Bible is a lot smaller than the large print on the newer Bible that we've been looking at. So in my opinion, that is a real improvement that's been made. Now this one here that we've been looking at is not a thin line. It is a bigger Bible. But if you do need larger print, this newer Bible is definitely really good for that. I think it's a lot more readable. Not only larger print, better line spacing, line matched. So overall, I think this is really a much more readable Bible than these older Bibles. But this newer one is a thicker Bible, just to show you. So that's one trade-off there, but they actually do have a similar height and width to them. Now, both of these Bibles are, as I said, the center column verse-by-verse format, but what shows how classic this edition is it actually has, really from what I can tell, the same book introductions as these older NKJV Bibles. So if you look here, you can see, I think you'll see it's pretty much the same thing, exactly the same thing, I believe. So it's definitely a classic, not only in its formatting, but also in the information that's in this Bible. And one other Bible I will compare it to is a Church Bible Publishers. This is a turquoise printing on the inside here. And so it's got actually a similar format to it, and you can see these Bibles are very similar size to them. The Church Bible Publishers Bible is actually a tad larger, but they're pretty similar in size. And when you get inside here, you can see the print is actually quite similar in size. A little bit more margin space on the Church Bible Publisher's Bible here. Let's get to some pros so we can see how those look together. Now the turquoise that I have here is printed very darkly, but to the eye, the Nelson Bible is still pretty bold print and quite easy to read. If anything, sometimes some people complain if the print is too dark, that can also be eye straining. So I think this Bible here is a really good balance, although I do like the nice visible print here on this Bible too. Both of these are red letter, so you can see that looks really nice on both Bibles. Now, one thing that's different is the verse numbers on this one are in black ink all throughout the Bible, whereas this is red ink. And so when there's red print, the verse numbers are the same as the red here, whereas the opposite is the case here on the Church Bible Publisher's turquoise. I would actually prefer always to see a contrast, to see red verse numbers with black verses, and then black verse numbers with the red ink verses. And some Bibles do that. So that is an overview and look at this classic format, the classic verse-by-verse center column reference Bible from Thomas Nelson in this wonderful new color scheme. Thank you, Thomas Nelson, for sending this Bible for review. And thank you all of you for watching this Bible review brought to you from A Frisch Perspective.